A U.S. citizen, who once begged for President Trump's help, has died after more than 6 years without a fair trial in an Egyptian prison.
This post received a score of 54,633, with an upvote ratio of 80%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Remember that the Egyptian military has killed a verified 800 unarmed protesters in a single day to delete Egypt's fledgling democracy, and James Mattis was meeting with the Egyptian military to help them retake control as this happened. Man, after reading that, it's nuts how much they blamed Christians for the military coup. Like what? Went from officials with military backing and aid into Islam versus Christianity, and the Islamic people of Egypt destroyed the majority of Christian churches across Egypt, just burning and looting them all. So everyone there is batshit crazy from officials down to the people. Also, the first time President Trump met Egypt's autocratic president, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, Trump called him a fantastic guy. This is the Sisi that ordered the killing of at minimum 800 people, and some estimate at most 2,500 died that day and in the days that followed.
Works similarly in other countries. When Mauritania was called out for perhaps having up to 17% of their population as slaves, they blamed the Jews, in classic fashion.
Where does all this anti-Semitism come from? I know it ramped up in World War II from Germany, but it must have been around before that. Why? What's the big deal here with Jews? They don't have done anything.
The wave of anti-Semitism that allowed the rise of the Nazi Party was decades in the making, but even before that instance, there was at a minimum a casual anti-Semitism that caused Jews to form their own communities, their own merchant networks, pretty much their own societies. That they went off on their own didn't tamp down the anti-Semitism at all, but instead led people to wonder just why they were doing that. Jews did it to survive, but non-Jews often became convinced it was to plot. This led to periodic ethnic cleansing, but it was never widespread enough to lead to genocide until World War II.
Apparently they also fared much better than most during the Black Plague because of their strict rules about sanitation and not eating certain foods like shellfish. So of course people thought they were somehow behind the plague.
It's terrible, but I bet dollars to donuts it'd play out the same way today. If some religious or ethnic group was doing all right while the avian swine AIDS flu decimates the rest of us, a lot of people would point their fear and anger to that group. It's an easy answer and scared people want answers.
Greater than it's terrible, but I bet dollars to donuts it'd play out the same way today. Of course it would. Just look at these idiot anti-vaxxers. Antibiotics and vaccines and sanitation from germs are the single most important discoveries science has ever made and had probably saved more lives than anything else ever discovered.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.